Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! My husband has been working really hard the last 2 years to advance at his company, and he finally got the promotion he's been after. I'm really proud of him. His parents are too and wanted to take us all out to dinner to celebrate. My husband absolutely loves prime rib, and there is only one place in our area that serves it, so he picked that restaurant. Thing is, I'm not fond of steak. I'll eat it, but very rarely. I prefer chicken or fish. I looked up the menu before leaving, and right now they have a limited menu. The place had only one fish entry and 2 chicken entries, and none of them sounded good for various reasons. I suggested that he pick someplace else so everyone can eat. He refused, citing that we rarely get to go to this place, but go to other places in our area regularly, which is true. But those places have lots of variety so everyone can eat. He suggested that I ask if they could prepare the fish or chicken without the marinades or sauces, but I didn't want to be difficult for the kitchen staff. His next suggestion was that I order dessert while everyone else ate entries, and then, when we were done, he would take me where I wanted so I could eat dinner while he and the kids ate dessert. So I opted to just not go because I don't want to sit there not eating and not having a good time while everyone else was. My husband asked me to go so he could celebrate with the people most important to him. I told him no again, and that he needed to get going before he was late. He did go, but came back a little over an hour later with the kids, and they all had to go boxes. He said he couldn't think of what to tell the kids about why I didn't go when they kept asking, without lying of course or making me sound bad. So he just got an order for them to go and let the kids spend some time with their grandparents talking in the parking lot. I told him he should have stayed, but he said that I put him in a bad spot with the kids and that I knew he wanted everyone there and that I should have just gotten over my picky eating for one night. I maintained if he really wanted us to all eat dinner as a family, then he should have picked a restaurant with a more accommodating menu. Am I in the wrong? And now for some comments. You are in the wrong, selfish and a poor partner. Don't lie. It wasn't that there was nothing you could eat. There was nothing you wanted. You also were too scared to ask the staff for a substitution. It's one dinner. You won't starve if you don't eat everything on the plate, nor will it poison you. Your husband doesn't get to go to this restaurant he likes often because he's honoring your wishes most of the time. But you can't deal with it for him one time? You basically told your family, my food preferences are more important than your feelings or supporting you. Then you left your husband in the awkward spot of having to try and lie for you. Because if he told everyone the real reason you missed the dinner, they would be calling you a jerk like this entire thread is. Apologize, and learn that sometimes you don't get everything exactly how you want it. You are in the wrong. Quote, I am not fond of steak. I will eat it but very rarely. This should have been one of those rare times where you could have asked the kitchen staff to make chicken or fish without sauces, but you couldn't even be bothered asking for that. My read is you deliberately sabotaged your husband's celebration dinner using your food preferences as an excuse. You are in the wrong. Don't want to be difficult by asking the restaurant to alter their meal, but will crab all over your husband's celebratory night? It's one meal, sis. Get a plain salad, have some bread and water. Get over yourself. 2 months ago, I told my oldest stepdaughter, 18, that I needed her to request this weekend off because we were celebrating our Xmas and the boys' birthdays. I even texted their mother and made arrangements for my youngest stepdaughter, 14, and she acted like she was on board with it. We have this ongoing issue with my stepkids about them only coming over when we are doing something fun. Every time we try to get them and just spend time with them at the house, they make up every excuse in the book why they cannot come. I purposely did not tell them or my kids what the plans were this weekend. The older couldn't get off of work, so I told her it's cool, we will do something for her later. No big deal in understanding how it is work in retail during the holidays. Today, I texted their mother to confirm if the younger were coming over tomorrow, and she said she had a long week and was really emotional and did not want to go to our house without her older sister. Total nonsense. She doesn't even like her sister like that, and she's been to our house plenty of times without her sister. Just another excuse on why she cannot come. Mind you, it is my happy court-ordered weekend with her anyways. We don't make her come over, so we just get her whenever she wants to come over. So I texted their mother back and said no big deal, we will do something else with them another time. So the older texted me a little while ago asking what we were doing, and I told her we are spending the weekend at Disney and another event. I told her so she wouldn't be surprised when photos are posted this weekend. Now all she wants is to call out of work, and my other, younger stepdaughter wants to come without her sister now. Oh, I told him I'm sorry. I gave the boys' friends those tickets because y'all didn't want to come over. I really did. So now they are pissed off, and a part of me doesn't feel bad for the younger one, and the older one is understandable because she actually has a good excuse, but I do not want her calling out because she's on the verge of getting fired already for her attendance. Happy wants to cave in and let her come, but I don't want to because I'm over her only wanting to see us when we're spending money on her. I want this to be a lesson for the younger one, and he doesn't see it that way though. I gave her an opportunity to come and she didn't want to. So, am I in the wrong? EDA. Before anyone says I'm being unfair to my younger one, I treat my bio kids the same way. My oldest had his fair share of missing out on events. He knows better now when I say get in the car and let's go. Don't question it, just get in. It's not a game I'm playing. Over the years, I just got tired of feeling used. The only time they want to come over is when we're doing something or they want something. That's why I stopped telling them what we were doing. My husband is cheap and doesn't care for fun things. I plan and pay for just about everything we do that's fun. We all have a good relationship and they are growing older and they rather be with friends, so we are trying to give them the space to do that. But before the older got a job, we would try to plan things with them, my kids included, and it just became a can we go here instead, and complaining about everything, so that's why now, if I want to do something I don't tell them plans. I just ask them if they are coming, and if they don't want to come then they stay home. All of the kids are in different age groups, so I try to plan things for each kid and invite the others, but that's been extremely difficult because of the complaining. And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. You asked them to make time to celebrate the holidays and your son's birthday as a family. That was not important to them until they found out how you'd be celebrating. I'm glad your sons get to celebrate their special days with people who actually value their company. You're not in the wrong. Simple thing is that stepchildren don't want to spend time with their family unless they directly profit off of it. They had their chance to spend time with OP and family, who made it clear they all wanted to spend time with the two stepdaughters. They didn't want to, which makes it fair to pass that opportunity on to someone else that actually wants to spend time with them. In this case, my son's friends. You can't reject the cake and eat it too. Looking at your edit, it seems like you made a game out of manipulating your kids. This may make you a jerk in general, but we aren't talking about if you're a jerk as a person. We are judging this isolated event. You gave your stepdaughter a large amount of time to organize a day off. You explained exactly the reason for the day off, which was to celebrate Christmas together as well as their stepbrother's birthday. You didn't downplay the day like telling them they are going to celebrate a small Christmas at the house. I agree that you are clearly playing a game and banking on them not attending, but at the end of the day, that really doesn't matter in this situation. You asked them to join them for Christmas celebrations and they opted to not attend and missed out on Disney World. What parents would be okay with their children or stepchildren only ever attending when it's a huge fun event. I'm 22-year-old female. My brother, 17 male, was an affair baby. What ended up happening was the following. My dad remarried another woman and gained a stepdaughter, 17, who treats like his own. My mother remarried another man and had my half-sisters, 14 and 13. My brother's father is not in his life. As a kid, I spent an equal amount of time with both parents, but my brother was always with mom. From what I know, my brother doesn't call anyone dad. This is something that really affects him. He's always wanted a dad in one of those happy little families, and I recently found his letters to Santa from when he was younger, and I'm absolutely heartbroken. It is something I now feel very strongly about, because my mom works a lot and no one ever shows up to my brother's games. He doesn't really care, or at least acts like he doesn't care. Well, my boyfriend and I decided to go to every one of his games and have been going to every game since last year. He always gets really happy. He even jokingly calls us his parents as we sit with all the other parents. This is something I only do for him. My brother had his final volleyball game near the end of October, and like always, I was going. However, as I was about to leave, my mom said she needed to talk. 10 minutes later, my dad shows up. They usually cannot stand each other, so I thought it was something serious. They just told me that it's nice that I go to all my brother's games, but my sisters on both sides feel left out, and I should make an effort to go to their things too. My 17-year-old sister had some dance rehearsal on the same day, and they wanted me to go to that instead to prove that I am not playing favorites here. They also said that they want my boyfriend to go as well. I said no. They kept begging though, and my mom told me that my other sisters had something coming up as well. I said no. Unless it's a major game or recital, I won't attend. I'm already very busy and only do this for my brother because, unlike my sisters, he has no one. My parents said that was unfair to the girls because they deserve to have an older sister. They both also agree that it's weird my boyfriend and I act like his parents. I just told him that sucks, but I have a game to get to. They are both still mad at me. I haven't been allowed in either houses since that day, and until I promised to commit to the girls as well, but I keep refusing. My mom's called me mean, selfish, and so on, and my dad keeps saying that he never expected this from me. I don't know. Am I in the wrong for refusing to do the same for my sisters? I just want my brother to have one thing. He never gets anything. But maybe I'm in the wrong for doing this at the expense of my sisters. And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. I'm just curious. Did you point out that you wouldn't have to if either of them could commit to being there? The blind spot they have here doesn't make much sense. No one is coming to your brother's things. That's why you are going. If they showed up, you wouldn't have to. This conversation should become one of the now 3 of you, adults, doing what's best for the 4 still children, and you aren't being mean or selfish, you are just being a great sister/adult by willing to help out. It's not weird you and your boyfriend act like parents. It's weird that pros parents aren't yet. They can't see the value in being present. You are not in the wrong. You're being an amazing big sister. Furthermore, it sounds like there isn't bad blood between you and your sisters anyways. Like clearly he needs this more than they ever could. Furthermore, how awful of them to say it's weird you and your boyfriend act like his parents. Maybe if his real mother acted like a parent to him, you wouldn't have to. Have you attended any event for your other siblings? If so, then you're not in the wrong. I would suggest maybe taking each of the other siblings out individually for something small, like coffee or something, and explaining to them that you attend your brother's events to show support for a sibling that oftentimes is left out, and that each sibling is allowed to have a special relationship that is separate from the others. This doesn't make any other sibling less than, but what it does is, it gives your brother something special that belongs to him and validates his efforts. If you're able to talk to them and if they are able to understand where you're coming from, maybe they will understand your bond with your brother. My stepson, 16, has had a medical condition since he was born. He used to be doing fine, but 14 months ago his health started worsening. His mom and I put all our emergency fund towards his first surgery. Now, 7 months later, he's in need of a second one, which was not anticipated. We're not doing great financially. We don't have anything of value to sell to use the money on the surgery except my 18-year-old son's car that me and his mom bought together, and I eventually gave it to him to drive to college. I decided since it was in my name that I could sell it. He found out and was not happy about it. I explained the situation to him, but he said it was a gift from me and his mom, and I had no right to take it back and sell it. I explained again, but he was having none of it. We got into a huge argument, and his uncle started shaming me for taking the car, saying, "My stepson's health issues aren't my son's responsibility." I refused to negotiate or get into an argument with them, but my son's upset and he's been avoiding me and my wife for days now. And now for some comments. You are in the wrong. Do you plan to give your ex-wife her investment in a car back after you sell it? Also, your son is 18. Why is the car still in your name? This is not a solo decision you can make. 1. Mom paid for part of the vehicle. 2. The vehicle is your son's vehicle and was a gift. It should already be in his name. 3. You are creating resentment and strife in your family. There are charitable foundations, state medical, and other options to pay for the surgery that do not involve stealing from your kid. As a bio mom and stepmother, what you did was honestly disgusting. I can't tell you the ways I will be best off in looking at legal options if my ex-husband sold my son's car that I helped buy to pay for someone's medical bills that have no relation to me, and barely a relation to my son. And to know that my son wasn't even asked or consulted with first? Oh, that's just awful. I'm sorry your stepson is sick, but that is not your son's problem. You are in the wrong. Quote, "He found out and was not happy about it." Wait, you sold his car, which was also from his mom, without telling him? Like, there was no discussion of, "We're struggling financially and your brother needs his surgery and we're out of options. Would you consider doing this and I'll do X in the future?" If that wasn't even there, then I don't really know what to tell you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.